I'm right now in Hongdae and I'm going to IMFACT's first Fansign and Fan meeting. Actually, it's been a long time since they had a fan sign. Like, it's really surprising because they started promoting Tension Up like a few months ago, but now they're having their first fan sign and fan meeting, so I'm actually going to it right now. And yeah, let's see. Isn't it cute? Like it's a frog.
홍대에서 메이크들 만나니까 너무 좋네요. 이게 조명이 좀 덥네요, 그렇죠? 조명이 더워가지고.
So the first member was J-Up. J-Up was actually really friendly and talkative. Even though my Korean isn't perfect, we talked the whole time. And with each member, I had about 3 minutes. So if you take into consideration talking in a different language that isn't my fluent one, and being in front of a crazy handsome idol, all of those nerves and pressure, that's actually pretty impressive if you ask me. So what really makes me appreciate this group is when they take into consideration like your level of Korean and how fluent you are or how comfortable you are talking in it, especially if you're an international fan. For groups like this, it's really common for some foreigners to attend, and these international fans sometimes don't know a lot of Korean or they know very little. So when I was talking to him, he actually complimented my Korean skills, which was very awesome to hear, especially since I was feeling pressured as usual during these kinds of things, but I'm getting better at it. Anyway, he asked when I became a fan of them, and I told him ever since Feel So Good era. As I've mentioned in one of my reaction videos, that's what really got me into IMFACT. So seeing how far they've come from that, I got to see a transformation in a way, but yeah, I really like that song. I also asked him what his favorite song was, and he said Tension Up, which was their latest track, but he also added saying In the Club and Please Be My First Love, which were songs that were just released before Tension Up. I also obviously love those 3 songs, and the funny part was when I told him that Please Be My First Love, which I listen to like all the time on the subway when I'm looking out the window, trying to reenact the music video for myself in a way. I told him that I think of Please Be My First Love as Gangchu, which in Korean means strongly recommended. That actually did make him laugh, and he complimented me again, which I was just like, On to the post-it note I wrote for him. So it's really hard for me to think of questions to ask each member, especially when I keep going to these sorts of events. Instead, I just asked him to come to Hawaii, which I pretty much promote to every group that I meet because I want them to show more love to the islands, you know what I mean? When he looked at the note, he wrote that they'll definitely go, and he also told me that he wants to go with all of the members to enjoy Hawaii. So I really hope in the future there's some sort of concert or something, or they do some sort of performance, or even just vacation there. And J-Up's hairstyle at the time was really nice. His hair was slicked up, which showed his forehead, and not like on live stages where he has bangs. Pretty usual style, so I complimented him on that. Yeah. Okay, so next was my bias, Eunjae, and my goodness. Actually, recently I've had a lot of feels for him, and I've been spazzing a lot, listening to IMFACT's music and watching their V-Lives, but it's always different when you meet them in person. It's a totally different experience because you're not just seeing them in front of a computer, and you can be as crazy as you want with your friends when you're spazzing together or whatever. So I'm not used to talking to idols face to face as much, but I'm getting better. So especially with biases, I have to keep that cool, you know, gotta be chill. So yeah, I think I was pretty good. Prior to going into this fan sign, I was messaging my friends, and then in particular I was talking to one of them, or I was asking them what kind of questions I should ask. They suggested I said, want to go shopping or something? So I was like, oh, I might as well, whatever, you only live once, right? So I actually did put it. When Eunjae saw it, I got really embarrassed. I was like, oh frick, he's actually gonna see it. Like, oh my goodness. I was really shy when he kept looking at the note. Like, should I have not written it? Should I have just said something else? Whatever. But I was just panicking. Basically, I was pretty shy with the question, but Eunjae took it really seriously, in a good way though, because he was asking what kind of clothes I would want, and I said casual clothes, and then Eunjae said, oh, I like hip-hop style, and then we began to talk about where to find clothes in Korea and stuff, which is really funny. So I think it was mission accomplished. One of the highlights of talking to my bias was I decided to just go all out and just speak my mind, because what if this is the only time I get to meet them? So I told him he's my favorite member and that he's really handsome, and he was really shy about it. This was just adorable and just but he was thankful, so yeah, I really liked it. Oh, I was just dying. Dying in the inside, but cool and composed on the outside. So the next member is Isang, and he's like the happy virus of the group. I really love this guy. He's really funny and really cool, and he's just really awesome. He talks a lot in English, which is amazing, because you can tell he really tries to talk to his international fans, which is awesome. I keep saying awesome because that's what he is. When I told him about Hawaii, he said he also really wanted to go. So that's like 2 that said yes. So hopefully it does happen. But yeah, he was just really excited about everything. And then we talked about 9 Muses, which is their Sunbae group in the same company. And they're also like my favorite group, so yeah. So I asked him who was the visual in the group. He said that actually it's the fans' preference. It's their own thoughts about who the visual is, so there's no set person. But in my opinion, I think he could be it because he's really handsome. After Sang was Taeho. So I'm actually really surprised that he's the main dancer, because this is just my weird opinion, but he doesn't really even look like a main dancer. I don't even know how I get this idea of a main dancer in my head, but yeah. His vocals are really good, so I thought he was one of the main vocals, but actually all the vocals in the group could be main, so I don't even know where I'm going with this point. That's the point. Well, Taeho is really polite and really nice too. My memory is really bad, so I can't really remember a lot of specific things, but I'm a real sucker for line distributions. I always search up line distributions of songs, of groups. It's really interesting. And I just noticed, well, I don't even know if they have one for Tension Up, but in this song, Taeho got a lot of parts compared to the other songs. So I love to mention these kind of things to idols, so that's what I did. Oh, and I asked them if he could give me a spoiler or a hint about the next track, because for their IMFACTORY series they have more songs in store. So this is exclusively from him. He said compared to Tension Up, this next song is a bit slower tempo. It's hip hop genre, but a bit more relaxing, more smooth in a way. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what kind of song IMFACT will come out with next. Okay, so the last member is Jian. So he's the rapper as well, and he's the leader. But being a leader, he's actually kind of quiet and a bit awkward, but in an adorable way. Because during the fan sign, he kept trying to talk to fans, but he would trail off and then just be like, oh, never mind. But seriously, so precious. Okay, being a Total 9 Muses fan, I had to say what was on my mind ever since I looked at the members of IMFACT. But for some reason, Jian kind of reminds me of Ueden from 9 Muses. They're both rappers and they both have this fierce charisma. But I don't know, something in their faces, it just makes me think they're like counterparts. I was trying to think of the word counterparts, strong counterparts. But thankfully, he didn't take it as an insult and he was just smiling and saying that he actually looks up to her. So gotta love that. Same company love right there. It was in no way an insult, they're both really awesome. But his outfit that day was just on point, like that tie and that shirt. It was amazing. I was just thinking like, wow, you look so handsome. But overall, John was really nice and yeah, really cute. I'm in love with the shape of the weekend we lost. All the